Hello. Live at 5. Welcome.
Hello. Hello.
That's what you have to do.
What are you doing?
We've got Stay in, because Stay is the king of the Gary. Hello, Gary.
Yeah, go on, Steve.
Hello.
Basically, that's what it's based on. Like, you know when you get like someone, it's like an impersonation, but the impersonation is nothing what the real one is the originally, but everyone just bases it off the impersonation. That's what Steve created.
Steve's created a new reality for the Hello that we say.
Yeah.
The thing is, when I was watching you lads, and I'm watching it, and I hear someone go, I hear you go, hello. I'm walking on and go, hello.
Hello, Gary.
It was good. Simon Rouse says evening goal.
There you go.
Stride.
He's beat Gary. He's beat Gary.
He's beat Gary.
Gary's been very slow recently. I'm not sure what's been going on.
Do you think though Gary was a bit like
pre-season?
I think it's a bit like Scotland where he was winning all the time and he you know what?
No, what I think it is though, I think
boring,
everybody else in the comments has decided
they're going
to, No, they've decided to be the Yannick Bolasie of the comments. So they've got in there early, got back to training early, got the full gear on, giving kits out left, right and centre, where Gary's just like, I'm on holiday for a few weeks because I'm a first teamer. You're trying to break back. Simon Rouse has been on loan to the Czech Republic.
He's been in the Czech Republic.
He's come back early.
With his chainsaw to cut some trees down there.
I mean,
there you go.
This is the level of interaction you get when you're on. If you join us on Patreon, you become friends. You become part of the show.
You do.
You are part of the show. Quite literally.
There you big Steve. Spirits_blues says afternoon fellas. Wayne Ellis says happy live at 5 lads. Cheers guys. Harry Marsh says we'll definitely consider someone like Watkins or Edward if we can't get the winger we want. Steve, let's ask you this. If Everton can't get a goal scoring winger, would it make sense to you to put Richarlison wide and bring in another centre forward to go with Keane, Calvert-Lewin and
definitely. I think if we can't get the player we want, there's no point in just buying someone for the sake of it. I think Richarlison can get goals from out wide, and then I'd probably be looking at someone like that Celtic striker Edward. I think he's really good. But I'm not sure about Watkins.
He's a good player. I don't know if he's question about it, but I don't know whether he's at our
These
level.
are the players though, aren't they? That I suppose, like, 99 times out of 1,000.
Yeah.
You don't take a risk on, and they sort of become. They just don't never do anything.
Yeah.
But then it's that one case that does do something, and you're like, told you we should have got him. Brands again. No, but it is, because it is taking a chance, isn't it?
No,
and whoever takes the chance on these plays, it's a bit like, who's the classic one I think towards the end of the season? It was Che Adams. He scores like 3 goals, doesn't he, in a couple of games, and it's like by the end of the season, people are like, actually, that was a good signing. Well done for Southampton, persistent. But if he played for us, we would have been we'd have been legged. He'd have been legged in November. As he scored a goal for us, get out there.
He'd be off Twitter.
Exactly, he'd be off Twitter. He wouldn't be getting in any private jets, No, but that's the difference though with a club like us, isn't it? We're the kind of club that everyone, well, some of our fans, not all of our fans, some of our fans want the best of the best.
Yeah.
And then, so if you try and sign anyone that's not the best of the best, you're not showing any ambition. And then when you mention signing players who are really good, no chance. No, what are you wasting your time for?
Paul Galt yesterday, one of our patrons, on your Tuesday topic thing, put this up, and it for me it encapsulates everything.
Are you digging out one of our patrons?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm actually lauding him for what he's put up. He said, I put this post on a few Everton sites yesterday, the mentality of a blue in the transfer window, and it's brilliant. Get linked with world-class players. No chance, we're not good enough. Get linked with very good players. Why would they come here? We're not good enough. Get linked with good players, but not getting game time from so-called bigger clubs than us. If they're not good enough for them, they're not good enough for us. Get linked with a player people have not heard about. Must be crap because I've never heard of him. Like we know every player in the world. Get linked with a £50 million player. Too much. He's not worth that. Get linked with a £10 million player. Oh, here we go. Typical Everton looking for players on the cheap. Get linked with a player on the free. See above. Typical Everton. Fact is, no matter who we get, someone is not going to be happy.
It's hard not to argue with that one.
And it's right, isn't it? It's that there's always, we always will find, or some people will always find fault, no matter what.
or just because the Piv likes him.
Edward is definitely one I would be looking at. I think if we can't get the winger we want.
Although if we did sign him, I would really enjoy going to some like Armand Boozers in Liverpool and hear people go, "That Edward, honest to God, Edward lad,
Eddie up front,
yo Eddie,
Eddie's not, he can't cut it here. Done it in Scotland.
Matty, why am I hearing myself?
Why are you coming out of?
Your ears."
Andrew Floyd says he's watching from the beach in sunny Florida. Stay safe.
Take precautions.
Stay safe, Andrew.
Cases are going down according to Trump.
Oh, they are. They are.
Who are we to argue?
Yeah, exactly.
Who are we to
So
argue?
stay safe, Andrew.
Yeah,
Matt Sumner says, any young Hasio? Okay. I'm not sure what language that is, unless it's a player who we should be
Is
getting.
he not saying hello in a different
He
language?
is, but I don't know what language, that's all.
We've had a lot of people saying hello in different
Wayne
languages.
Ellis says, lads, what's your opinion on the Arsenal situation? Go on, you give yours.
Because you knew. Oh, thanks. It's a disgrace. I've just seen someone put. They could pay for those 55 employees with 0.02% of Cronkire's worth.
Yeah.
0.02. But unfortunately, this is the way the world's going, and I know a lot of people think it's great, but it's not great because if we allow just these situations to erode away people's jobs, and forget about the fact that it doesn't matter what the job is or whatever, it's in everywhere now. We're seeing it every day, and we're going to start seeing it more and more. It's a horrible thing that's been allowed to creep in. We've seen this over the last 10 years. The people's jobs and the job protection more than anything is being eroded so easily, and people don't, and because it's being eroded, people are like, oh, don't worry. And what we're going to see now with COVID is one big excuse for people to go, see ya, we can all do it online and all or whatever. It's just doing things on the cheap. Listen, when the richest man in the world, and he's not just the richest man, he's the richest man by a good, he's earned more in the last 3 months, hasn't he, the fella who owns Amazon, than the next richest person.
Yeah.
If he doesn't pay his workers sick pay in America, then what does that say about the rest of the world and where we're going? This is more than just football. This is where we're all going. We're all in 20 years' time, everyone will work for 4 companies: Amazon, Google, Apple, and Microsoft probably, or someone like that. And that's the way we're going. And I know that people might go, that's got nothing to do with what's happened. Well, listen, he's a very rich man, and it wouldn't cost him nothing to keep those 55 people on. It wouldn't cost him nothing. And this is the way it's going.
Stop offering William $7.5 million a year. Stop paying Mesut Ozil 350 grand a week. Stop. Just don't buy a player if it says 55 people.
But wouldn't it have been easier just to release Ozil?
The problem is, though, that's the argument that we got at the beginning when they were saying when the other idiot from the government was saying, what will footballers contribute? Footballers contribute a hell of a lot in tax in this country, but that's not the argument. Kronkaya has got enough money to not have any problems. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he should bankroll the whole company, but he's made a strategic decision today to cut people who've got families, and mortgages like everybody else, when it wouldn't have hurt him. And do you know what makes it worse for Arsenal? And I actually seen this before, and the person who said it was actually looking at it from the other point of view. It's life, blah blah blah. And the person said, "Oh, it was nice that we were all together for 3 days." But and when you think about that, how much would it have been for Stan Kroenke to go, you know what? We won the cup this week. We're a united football team, and I'm going to reward all those people at our football club who helped that by making sure that in these tough times, I'm going to look after them all. And yet 3 days after winning the cup, he's just gone the other way and gone, get rid of those 55 people. Thanks very much.
But I still, when I look at that though, and I just see offering a 31-year-old $7.5 million a year, I can't get my head around it.
No, I agree. But
regardless, I don't care about.
No, but for me, the two things shouldn't go together because really they don't go together. You're not bringing in a player because you've just sacked 55 people, are you? They shouldn't go together.
No, but if you're looking for a pot of money,
no, I agree.
Those, why are you offering
I agree. But then, what you're doing then is allowing the football club to have an out, because football fans would go, "Well, see those 55 people. I'd rather have a new shiny player." The two things shouldn't be comparable, should they? We shouldn't be asking our footballers to go to give up money. I know they have, and that's very good of them. The owner has got enough money to say, as a goodwill gesture, we've just won the cup. Let's get this football club moving in the right direction. Our manager's doing a good job for us. Let's keep it going. That's what I'd expect from our football club.
Yeah.
I'd expect the football club to honour all those people after you've just won the FA Cup or any trophy, to say all those people took part. And then when you always go, it's everyone won it, from the woman who works in the laundry room, and yet they just sacked 55 people. And you're right, Ozil's on a big fat wedge and doing none. But that's not Ozil's fault, is it?
No.
Because they give him the contract.
But I guess at the end, yeah. But then all they're doing is they're shooting themselves in the foot, aren't they?
Making themselves more disliked as well, isn't he? So.
But Arsenal will say fans will be split now.
Yeah.
And so it's causing a division again 3 days after they were almost united for a few days. So.
Sadly, some Arsenal fans will be, or certainly
will be fine with it.
We'll think, well, we've just won a cup.
Yeah, get on with it.
Let's get on with it.
Spirit_Blues says what I said last night, and probably loads of other Blues. Serious Paul Gerrard flashbacks after that Fulham goal.
Oh, that was awful.
Yes. Bank holiday, Easter Monday versus Liverpool. Still get shivers.
You know, on that, right?
Down my spine.
I seen David Priest talking about it, the goalkeeper fella, and he was like, "Oh, he's aggressively defending the area, but then he's just completely forgot to look." But he was like, if he put another man in the wall, and that's what annoys you and stuff like that. If you just say throw another one in the wall there, just in case. I just think it's all those little things that are going out of goalkeeping, isn't it?
But Parker had that about it, Brian, because
just before it,
but that's insane.
Clever management.
He can do that. He can come off his line if he puts another man in the wall. Brian's not getting the ball around to them and getting past him. And it's stuff like that, I think, that's going out of goalkeeping, because they're so over-taught about playing with the feet.
They even bounced, didn't it, before they actually even got to the goal?
Richard Folk says, evening lads, would you rather have dog's paws for hands or a dog's mouth for a mouth? So your mouth going right round and you shit.
I think I'd rather have the dog's mouth, because a mouth's a mouth. With hands,
fit more in it.
Hands. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I could edit.
You couldn't edit with paws.
I mean, listen, I'll be honest, I've tried to get my dog to learn how to edit, and it's just like,
he's not having it, is he?
Where I could get him to eat human food very easily, because he's always trying to eat human food.
So a mouth,
Yeah, a mouth.
Yeah, a mouth.
And let's be honest, we've all done the filter. We all know what we look like, and let's be. How many girls do you see putting dogs' mouths on the filters, and they love it. So if we had it back, then
all right. Terry McCallum.
Dog on dog action.
Terry McCallum. Bit of dogging. Terry McCallum.
I mean, I never said that.
Terry McAllister responding to just something we said earlier. Even at the end, just on the topic of buying a striker, if you can't get a right winger and putting Richie on the right, it's a no for me. I understand the temptation, but you should build around your best players, not move them to accommodate players who aren't as good. I don't know, says because he started out wide and then has come in, and as someone who advocated on playing through the middle a year ago with the piv and people were unsure, I don't know, I think he's a rarity, Richarlison, in fact, in that he can do both jobs really
still
well.
Got over 10 goals from out wide.
Easily.
You see this picture right here? This is Peter.
He's doing a live show when he's watching his phone. Class.
He'd get over 10 goals.
Going to the comments on
Everton Viking says, hello guys, hope you're well. Think this market is more about what they can do for us as a player rather than who they are as a name. Need to be smart. Also think Gabriel will end up at us, bit like the Mina situation when he was coming.
Yeah.
Possibly. I think Arsenal and Chelsea are looking at him, and if London's an option and Europe, then I think maybe he'll go there. But you're right, while we're still in there, there's still a chance he'll come here. And
Mina was similar.
Mina was very
he was meant
similar.
To go to Man United.
There was United, it's all done and all that.
Leon and
I mean, that's important, Steve, isn't it, in this market, that we do things, we get players in who can do the job for us rather than whether they're shiny or not, or whether they're a name.
We said that before, didn't we, when we were talking on another video? It was just, we've just done things just completely the wrong way for the last 5 years now, 5-6 years. It's they've got to start getting the recruitment right. And Mashiri's got to start seeing something for his money.
What it's got to be though is it's got to be something that is continuous.
Yeah.
A plan that it never changes, and it's not, well, Brands wanted him, no, the manager wanted him, no, Mashiri wants him. It's got to be a formula that works.
Yeah.
And it has to be we buy for this reason, and this reason is for everyone, not because we like that player because he's done this thing. It's got to be so that you're continually going after players and everyone understands. So it's a conveyor belt. So that Steinson knows what he's doing, Brands knows what he's doing, the manager knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Do you think it has changed since Brands has come in, though, the name thing?
No. I don't think anything's changed since Brands come in. I think he has a different way of looking at things, but I still get the feeling that if Mashiri pipes up and wants a player, that player will try and get that player. Of the manager, that can't be right. That can't be right, surely. It's got to be. Manager talks to Brands. Brands goes to get the players. Greta Steinson is looking at players all the time as well, and then you come to a head with it. Not Mashiri decides he likes to look at someone and then goes and gets them and all this stuff.
Brands has just got to start switching his phone off at 2 o'clock in the morning in case Farad calls him.
Interesting. Ghazi FC says, evening lads, it seems like transfer rumours are getting stranger by the day. Ivanovic, though, in my opinion, may not be as bad a shout as he's a leader in the dressing room. It wouldn't be who I'd want, but why not? Stuart Thompson says, hello Mr. Kelly, welcome back to the studio. Derek Hulton says, going nuts now as our care home has now entered into its 5th month of lockdown.
Oh my God.
No sign of anything changes, no visitors, no fun.
We ain't changing Degs. And as long as you've got your cans of Coke and your polos, you'll be laughing.
You will be laughing with that.
Refreshed all you want.
Isn't that horrific though? 5 months and not having visitors.
Terrible. Well, it's,
Sophie Gallagher says she's joining Patreon. Just do it, Sophie! Do it! There's a good one from Toffee Orifice. He says, Baz,
go on.
If you grew a beard, what colour would it be? See, I think you'd be like Hollywood Hogan. You'd have that black beard, real thick black beard, but your hair would be salt and pepper. Spin the rail, spin it one more time. I'm just saying. Yeah. I think you would. Bandana and walk around going, 24-inch pythons! And he's like on St. Helens now.
Have you ever had a beard? Like
a
full?
Beard?
No.
Just saying.
I wouldn't want one, mate.
No.
Not a beard, man. Not at all.
I think I think you'd look more, actually I think you'd look more stepped out than Hogan with a beard, so.
Possibly. Who knows? Where are we? Ghazi FC says, personally, I'd rather pluck a player from obscurity who will play well and put a shift in, rather than a big name who can't be bothered.
I think you
100%.
I think you need a mix, don't you? And I think that we've got the mix completely wrong. Yeah. We need a couple of dogs in our midfield, And again, we put videos out, and we put one out today on YouTube. A little clip from something we did on Patreon last week about David Brooks. Yeah. And again, it's got that. Why are we looking at players like him? It's like we need a mix. We're getting it completely wrong. Yeah. We need a couple of dogs in our midfield, and a couple of different kind of players. And we just seem to buy the same old player all the time.
That's what the midfield is at the moment, isn't it? It's just all the same.
All the same, doing the same thing. Michael Swan says Arsenal can't afford to keep 55 jobs, but are about to pay Willian and Ozil a combined 17 million a year. Footy is beyond fixing right now. You're absolutely right, Michael.
Cap.
Are you on YouTube there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Simon Rouse says, honestly, guys, without having you and Toffee TV's patrons, being an Everton supporter would be unbearable at times. Best £4 a month, hands down. Anyone who's an Evertonian and hasn't signed up, do it. God damn it, and support these guys that bring us far more than the club will ever will. Let me finish the comment. Don't think of it as a subscription. Think of it as be part of a community.
That's what it is. You're part of the community.
Thanks, Simon.
I think this comment absolutely encapsulates Evertonians, and I apologise.
In a good or a bad way?
Make your mind up.
Oh, okay.
So, the comment is, being linked with absolute garbage, brands out. What's one got to do with the other? We have been linked with absolute garbage. That doesn't mean that Marcel Brands has been after those players.
Yeah.
We will be linked
That's
with
the reason why it's
all
called
kinds of players. All kinds of players that we will never buy. And it's the same every year. Every single year it's been since I was a child, since I used to ring up club call. We've been getting linked with players we were never going to buy.
No.
Newspapers, the internet, betting sites,
fan sites.
It's fan sites.
Not fan sites, but I mean where people
the news
are just,
gets regurgitated, and yes, we do it ourselves. It's all noise, and we live in a world now of noise. It's constant. You can't shut it out unless you lash your phone. There's inch columns to fill. It's just fake news.
It's not Brands' fault, is it?
It's not Brands' fault. It's that idiot who invented the internet.
Clickbait, isn't it?
No, it is.
But that's too much of that goes on where people go, oh, we're getting linked with this player and that player. Like,
if they sign them, then fair enough.
The time to criticise brands will be when the window shuts and you look at what we sign. Then that's when you can criticise.
I don't even know if you can criticise them then. It's more like when they've played and you see how it shapes up. Then you can turn around and go, look at all the people last year who were going absolutely berserk on deadline day that we didn't sign a centre-back. Right? No, there was loads. People weren't happy we didn't buy a centre-back. And yet Mason Holgate's just come out and said, I was going to leave. Yeah. Now, I'd rather have Mason Holgate than Kurt Zouma. Sorry, I would. It might be in the minority, but I would.
I don't think you are.
So that just shows you that, you know, sometimes it works differently, doesn't it? Links are links. We get linked with 100 players a summer, easily. And most of them are nonsense. We get dragged into other people's links. Lille have linked us with everyone because they want people to come in.
Look at last week, allegedly.
By the way, Barry Jones, shut up before I ban you. I will bring politics into football, thank you very much. I will bring politics into football as much as I want, because guess what? This is my channel with Baz, so I will talk about whatever I want, and politics is a big part of it. Politics is part of football, and I do know a lot about it. So how about you switch off and go and watch some other channel? No.
So I was going to say, with the transfers, look at Holberg last week. Allegedly, it was a Finch Farm ready to sign for Everton.
Finch Farm,
where no one's allowed.
Do you know what
I mean? It just proves how.
Eric says, is 10 million for Tom Davis all right? Or would you expect more? Or is that about right if we were going to sell him?
Unfortunately, it's probably about right.
You think?
12.3.
Decent.
Between 10 to 15, definitely.
Decent.
Christopher Williams says, Baz, Ped, Steve, can you say I'm Batman to Christopher? He thinks it's funny. Hope you three are okay. But that come from someone called Christopher. So is this for yourself and you're talking in the third party, or have you got a small child called Christopher, which I always think is the biggest ego trip if you name your child after yourself.
Does he want all of us to say
I'm happy to say Batman.
Yeah, you say it because you're the Batman. There you go.
Hello, Christopher. That means you're the Robin.
The Robin.
And that makes him the Joker.
He's the... Yeah. Who knows? James Perry says, good to see the club have identified the midfield as
What does that make Matt?
Robin.
No, he's Robin.
There isn't two Robins, is there?
Well, there is, actually. There's about 4.
Yeah.
One gets died, one dies.
Gets
battered by the Joker with the crowbar.
The English is just flowing here.
Jason Todd.
Good to see the club of...
Come back as the Red Hood, though. He's the Arkham Knight in the game as well.
Yeah. Good to see the club have identified the midfield as a key area, although it's pretty obvious. Do you think the club is talking enough about the need to sign characters and leaders? Personally, that would be my number one priority for this club over any particular type of profile of footballer. We need to change the culture at this club. But the only way, James, to change the culture is to get a team that can play football, essentially.
You have to establish a culture, don't you? But then you have to start doing what Moyes did and go looking for those players.
Characters. Yeah.
Here's one for you, Baz. Maybe for both of you. AJ No says, what is the best office, US or UK? And who's the best, funniest character? He says, mine is the US and the funniest is Stanley.
The US is the best. I love Michael. I'm sorry, Michael is
he's Gervais's character, isn't he? Yeah.
He's brilliant. But you know what? The US office has got, they're all brilliant. Every character's brilliant in it.
I'm UK.
That's fine. Have you watched US?
No.
See, I haven't watched US,
US.
so I can't.
So
but I know.
Really, I might give it a watch.
I can appreciate it. I can't say one or the other.
The US has got 24 episodes a series, got 9 series. Yeah. It's absolutely brilliant, honestly. Michael's just so cringy that it's hilarious. But he is Brent, isn't he? David Brent's actually in one, but only very briefly. They bump into each other in about series 6. But it is brilliant. But he likes Stanley. Stanley is funny. Like he's horrible.
Watched, US in-betweeners.
But I watched one of them and it was dreadful. I swear. Make sure you watch. Have a go.
I'll have a watch.
It's good, honestly. Richard Folk says, did any patrons have a Coke last night while sucking a polo? I was listening in while at the shop and burst out laughing. I must have looked like a loon.
I mean, it was a fantastic revelation by Degsy.
Fair play to you.
I mean, I can't really say what I want to say because I know we're on YouTube. But
yeah,
good, fair play.
Michael Swan says it seems all the old rumours are being brought out since there's nothing to report. Bailey and Everton rumours for the 34th time. Gareth Hughes says it's a sad indictment of how bad the Everton games have been since lockdown that I actually look forward to watching your Road to Glory more.
The latest one on Patreon is an emotional roller coaster.
It was
an emotional roller coaster. Also, it was filmed a while ago because I've got no hair in it. So
it was a while ago because people were saying to me, "Oh my God, your reaction to that," and I was thinking,
"Well, it was."
I don't even know what my reaction was to that.
To be fair,
to that situation.
Because in this one we played in the Merseyside derby.
Yeah.
And I decided to wait till the season finished because I didn't want to bring it out that week in case you know jinxes and stuff. So I left it and brought it out this week because obviously. So if you're on Patreon, you can watch it. It's amazing.
There you go. Adam Conroy says, picking up the point about the tech companies, Apple's become the world's most valuable public company within the past couple of days, overtaking Saudi Aramco oil company with a valuation of just under $2 trillion.
Maybe they can buy Newcastle.
Apple are the only company with growth in phone sales in the recent quarter. Interesting.
I was seeing last night, there's a Disney thing last night, they're quarterly, and I think the parks have lost 98% of like, honestly, like, and don't get me wrong, they're still making like, still made like 15 billion, but like when they put it on the graphs, like how much money they'd lost. And what's striking about that is, like at first, I suppose you go, oh yeah, but that can't continue, can it? Do you know what I mean? That can't continue for a company like that. So
Wayne Ellis says, I know you touched on the subject last night, but that a new away shirt looks the part. The kids will be made up.
Which away kid? Don't know.
Don't know. Who knows? Say nothing. We know nada. Where are we?
Glenn Watson says, question, Speedy Gonzalez, Sonic the Hedgehog, the Roadrunner, Dash from The Incredibles, or Baz in his prime? Who was your money on over 100 metres?
I was quick over about 40.
Why Baz?
Because
I've got longer legs.
Couldn't keep up with me when I sprinted.
Oh, behave yourself.
Couldn't try you beat me.
Behave yourself.
Couldn't.
I won by a penis.
I think Dash. What would it be on?
Which?
You're the Speedy
I'm
Gonzalez.
The cartoon expert.
Speedy Gonzalez was quick, to be fair. Money.
I think Dash should win that.
But Dash
was Sonic.
Yeah, I was going to say Sonic.
You think Sonic?
Well. Yeah, Sonic.
I mean, his name's Sonic.
Yeah,
I told you a story about the hedgehog.
You have told me the story about why hedgehogs, why things are made.
It's like, I thought there was 2 hedgehogs. It was the same one. It was that fast. I couldn't believe it. We were stuck on a 5-a-side court and I was taking my dog for a walk so we could get off the lead within a confined area. And there was a hedgehog at the end and I was like, oh, I'll take my dog the other end because I didn't want Loki like disturbing a hedgehog. It's not fair. Yeah. That's his gaff, you know what I mean? He's looking for gold rings. And I get to the other end, there's a hedgehog. Oh, it's the 2 hedgehogs. I look down the other. What the fuck are they off, fast? It's not just a game.
Yeah.
Incredible. It was incredible. I mean, it's even madder when a big fat fellow with glasses starts hovering over.
Richard Parr says, really enjoyed Baz and the Piv talking about potential midfield signings. I could sense the frustration in Baz talking about getting in early for good value, high potential players.
Baz always loves getting in early.
I do. Seems mad we haven't moved for Sangari or someone of a similar type that we desperately need. Forget about signing other clubs unwanted players. Let's use our scouting network, if it's still even a thing, and get some untapped potential in. Exactly.
Marley said, I think this is an important one to address.
Go on.
He says, do you get anything exclusive that you won't see on YouTube on the cheapest patron?
No.
You get videos early on the cheapest patron, and you get podcasts, but you'll get podcasts that don't get brought out on YouTube as videos. But I would just say, I'd just say go to the £3 tier.
You get everything.
You get everything, and
All
you get
the
videos that will never ever go on YouTube ever in their entirety. And you get the lives as well, don't you? Of course, you get the lives like every day, like this, but you get them every day. So listen,
That's what you get.
that's what you get.
I think, and the cheapest one, you only get the final word. Everything else is a podcast.
Yeah.
That's it. Get everything a podcast on the cheapest one and
early.
the final word, but you won't get videos. Where are we? Keith Powell says we need to be evolving and pieces fitting the jigsaw of Carlo's plan. Yep. We do. Everton Vikings says, I think Brands has implemented a lot of change, to be fair, but he's still not been here long enough to see long-standing change. It'll take years. We were in a total mess when he joined, and it takes a while to get out of that mess. It was never going to be a quick and easy process. I think he targets the right players for the most part, and hopefully Ancelotti gives us the stability to see the team grow.
Well, this is his third.
This will be his third summer. So
He's got rid of 27 players or something, hasn't he?
Done mad.
Let's be honest, when he walked in, it was an absolute
done over
mess,
70 odd deals, hadn't he?
It
80
was a
deals.
mess when he walked in.
Yeah.
Jacko says, I picture young Baz looking like Arsenal's Torreira.
So you're bigger than Torreira.
I mean, he's actually paid to say that comment.
He's a top man. And
She's
bigger than
super
Torreira, quicker than Torreira, but I was a forward. Wasn't a midfielder. There you go. Stelio Conter says, good morning, Bed and Paz, and not the peeve. There you go. Max Barlow says, what do you think of the latest links to Leon Bailey? Looks a good player and a decent price. What do you think, Steve, of Leon Bailey?
He's a left-sided player, isn't he, which we probably really don't need at the moment. It's probably the right side. We're looking for players. We've got Bernard, Iwobi and Gordon who play off the left, so I really wouldn't be targeting the left side unless it's going to get rid of Iwobi and Bernard.
Unless they play him on the right, cutting in. But
has he played there?
He plays mainly on the left for Leverkusen.
He played left wing back, didn't he, near the end of the season? So
don't get me wrong, he's got good
season last season.
No, he didn't, but he has got good potential. He's quick. I think there's better, but he's only 23, so loads of room to grow.
Yeah.
It's whether or not he can play off the right hand side. Because
I'm still going to retrain him and play off the right. But
problem is for me though with that, and listen, obviously Ancelotti knows better than me, but it mean that we'd have both of our wingers being inverted. Both would have to come inside all the time, and then Coleman, we'd have to then buy.
You'd have to get it right back if you're going to do that.
Exactly, I just don't see that.
Dave says, orange club flavoured Pringles or sour cream and chai flavoured clubs.
That's just minging. That's like he's thought of the worst combo ever. What's his name? Who's it?
Dave.
Come on, Dave. If I had to choose, I'd take the chive clubs. I think as wrong as that. Orange flavoured Pringles are all right.
Is the club still chocolate though?
Yeah.
So it's sour and cream and onion chocolate.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Matty.
That's the whole point, Matt.
It's not great. I'm not.
To hold your breath.
You've ate worse. You're from St Helens. You've ate well worse.
That is disgusting.
Mitchell says UK office was perfect, never dragged on. Fair enough. It was short, it was sweet.
I think he means by the amount of episodes.
AJ No says, Ped, is there more excitement to go for me in Red Dead? I am now on a mission to play poker in Saint Denis. I don't know where. Is
that a side mission?
That's not a side mission, is it?
That's just going into the booze.
That's just going on booze and have a game of poker. So let me know where you are in the game.
I started Red Dead the night the first one, the night before. It's good.
It is a great game.
Good.
It is
I've just although the one thing, it just takes ages to go anywhere. Like last night, when I rescued the fella, you know, out in the thing, you've got to ride back with, and they're all shooting you, the thingy. But then what I did do, to be fair, was I got a stagecoach back to the farm.
You lazy.
I know.
How lazy? That's like when people like go, yeah, I went to Asda, but I got a cab back. That's like I used to get them jobs all the time. You'd be sitting on, right? You'd be sitting there, right? You'd be there for half an hour. You'd be 15th off the Asda or something, or 15th off the Tesco or whatever. And then you'd get the job, and it'd pop up Tesco, and it'd be like the name, and you go, number one, I know these people stink, right? Because you knew all the regulars. They stink, and they're going the Johns, right? It's a £2.50 job, and I know they'll ask me to take their bags out the back for them, and they won't even give me a tip. That's what that is.
I miss Red Dead. I wish they'd just add more missions on it.
Have you played Red Dead?
Have you played the first one?
No.
Go and play the first
on
one.
PlayStation
Oh
Plus?
my God.
Yeah.
Get it for a month.
I started it like 2 nights ago. Just
get
it.
PlayStation Plus for a month. No, you got.
Oh no, get the
Get
the
PlayStation
£8 a month,
now.
but you get it for a month.
Oh,
PlayStation.
I've got PlayStation
because it's
Plus.
amazing.
It's free for a month,
but it's amazing,
and you'll complete it in a
It's
month.
amazing, right? When you play it after you've played 2.
Yeah, because
it's the continuation.
You
of 2.
understand. It makes a bit of sense. They're like saying things now that are making sense.
I know they're really plugging the online one at the moment, aren't they?
There's a new
one.
I might jump in.
But honestly, get the other one and have a month free, and then just swerve it after. Or if you haven't, pay for 1 month to complete it.
Toffee says first Red Dead is absolutely sick, better than the GTAs. Depends what you're into, isn't it? But I just loved going back and playing it because I'd never completed it, and going back and playing it and having that knowledge of who John Marston was and what had happened and what had happened to Dutch and all that. Whereas if you played that the first time round, you'd be like, why?
But you just accept it when you're playing it because you don't know, but because it's answering. I've done that other one as well, the one with the sheriff in Pike's Basin. You know, where you've got to plug them all in the camp from like high and you come down. That was good.
It's a great game. Probably one of the best games we've ever played, to be honest with you.
Go and do the first one. Do it. Spirit_Blue says, any random revelations of you boys want to make today? No. Bobby C says,
have you ever been to Townhouse, Steve?
Townhouse?
You must know what Townhouse is. You're from the Whittle.
Look at his smirk. Look, he's thinking I don't want
Have you ever bought a power bar? Right, and a bottle of Lucasade, and gone to a place that's very, very clean in Birkenhead, and it's got good parking?
Nah, mate.
It's like a party, and there's like, you know what we're talking about.
If
anyone knows in the comments
what
what Townhouse is, stick it in the comments and let's have a chat.
Bobby C said, when Farhad Moshiri arrived, he spoke of a small window of opportunity for Everton. I imagine he sanctioned big fees and wages in expectation of Champions League qualification and the resulting income. That hasn't happened, so now we have FFP and cost controls. We've wasted 5 years just to get mid-table mediocrity and an inadequate, expensive squad. So will Carlo and Marcel have enough time in what's left of the window of opportunity to work their magic?
The window's gone, the opportunity's gone.
If they can't do it, Everton will never ever be.
Now we're doing it the hard way. We did have that window. We had the window of having had no money. We had all that time to reinvest that money and buy sensibly and build it up slowly, but we didn't. We all, as a fan base and as a club and as everything else, all just went everywhere, didn't we? We all thought this is our moment, and we all just thought this is it. And instead of having someone maybe to calm us all down, which is probably what we needed, even though we wouldn't have wanted to hear it, we needed someone at the club to go, no, let's do this over 3 or 4 years and build and build and build. And what we found is we've now actually gone back 5 or 6 places.
We're back to where we were.
We've got no money again because of FFP, and people just look at us now as a bit of a laughing stock, and we've allowed other teams to go ahead of us.
The only caveat to that I would say is, in a season where we've been a joke, in a season where we were in the bottom 3 before Duncan Ferguson took us in December, we finished 9 or 10 points off the European places. In that pathetic season with no midfield. So there isn't really a gulf. It isn't much to bridge. The gap isn't much to bridge. But you've got to buy the right pieces for it. Then the window of opportunity is back.
Also, what he said about Moshiri, he can't go out of it blameless as well.
Moshiri has to take a big...
He's appointed some of these managers and give them the authority to go and spend that money. So
John Calder says... Townhouse is a lovely club. Greedy girls' nights on Wednesdays.
Oh, it's Wednesday
He knows.
tonight, isn't it?
Isn't Monday night something like...
There was Monday night was dress up night.
It was something karaoke, but I can't remember what the prefix was. It was something like kinky karaoke or something like that.
You know better than me. I've never seen it.
I just dropped
Terry
off.
Cook says it only 5 words matter. Everton confirmed the signing of ... All the rest is bullshit. And Gaz says exactly when the pitch of the Finch Farm it brands.
Sorry, John Oliver always says, and the lockers are cheap.
There you go. It's very clean.
He says Wednesday nights are the best. Greedy girls' night. Wednesday nights.
Wednesday tonight.
Okay. Gaz says
Wednesday tonight, baby.
let's get over there, baby, with a
Pilsners,
couple of
baby.
pilsners. I'll just socially distance in that situation.
PVC is very forgiving because you can wipe it down.
Yeah,
really.
of course.
It's very clean.
It is clean.
It is a very clean
It is
club.
clean. Well, they have the temperature things where you're going. I can't really blame Brands for the signings. The lad knows what he's doing. He obviously has...
The lad.
58-year-old Marcel. He's obviously had a proper look at the players he's signed and seen something in them. Once a player is signed, it's up to them to work hard and play well. How they perform is Everton's responsibility and the players. Now, I agree. I've said this being stated in another video. I think every player he's signed has been a good player. I think if he signed those players to play in the Dutch league, I think they'd have walked the Dutch league or they'd have been very close because they're good players. The Premier League is, as Liam Neeson said, takes a very specific set of skills. And
He didn't say it takes, he said he had.
well, he had, yeah, but it does. The Premier League needs a very specific set of skills. Being technically good at football is just one.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be an athlete, you've got to be physically strong, you've got to have that desire to do well. You don't get walkover games where teams, you know, you batter teams 7-0 like you do in other leagues. Everyone's after something because the money's so big for relegation and promoting all of that. So it's difficult, isn't it? It's not like he's bought a raft of bad players, is it?
Like we said before, he's probably bought the wrong players the right players, but for the wrong league. Unfortunately.
Louis Chubb, and Louis, I really like your door locks, by the way.
They are great locks.
He's basically done. He spammed us with the thoughts on the away kit. He's put it loads and loads of time. I mean, I've only seen a picture of it online. It looks like a nice coloured kit, but I can't say any more than that because I haven't seen it in the flesh. I haven't seen it in the... Well, I mean, I've not saying anything else.
Let's just leave it there.
Just leave it there. Or we'll leave it over there.
Leave it over there. It's amber. Carl says, guys, would you let Gilfeet leave the club on a free this summer just to move him on?
I'd let him leave moonwalking if it meant him leaving the club.
I would.
Yeah, because you get
I understand why
off.
the club wouldn't, because obviously you're trying to get money back, but I'd let him go for nothing.
Wages off.
Yeah.
Michael Swan says Kurt Zuma is one of our alternatives to Gabriel, according to Duncan Castles.
Dreams come true.
Personally, not keen on him. As good as he was, he's shown flaws at
James
Chelsea.
Garvo said that as well. Garvo.
Not if he played like he
What are
did
your
at the
thoughts on
weekend.
Zuma? The thing with Zuma is he's been absolutely rancid for Chelsea, hasn't he? And it's that I liked him and I was disappointed we didn't sign him. But
do you think it's because he's in and out a lot though? He's in
you
one.
have a baseline.
No, I'm just wondering if it's.
He played in an FA Cup final.
I get the impression Lampard doesn't trust him.
No, well,
he doesn't trust any of his back four.
He's got good reason to.
Yeah, but when he played for us last season, he had that run of games, didn't he? Where he had that consistency.
Don't forget, people.
But he was crap until February.
With Zuma, that they forget the first 4 or 5 months of his Everton career when he wasn't very good. He was all right, but he let people run off him and goals everywhere. And then he had a very strong second half of the season.
What he had though, he had
recovery.
He had the things we need, which is pace.
Recovery. He was good at recovery.
But don't they want a left-footed centre back there? Don't they? That's what they want.
Glenn Watson says, Baz only question. Tonight you go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You do very well and get £250,000. What's the first thing you spend the money on?
It's a good question though.
It's a belter of a question.
I can imagine Baz on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I'll be on it.
So Barry, you've just won £250,000.
But you don't sound like Tarrant, you sound like the fella who played Tarrant in the quiz, which is good, because he did sound a bit like him. 250 grand, what would they spend the first A new car, probably. I don't know, though.
Bugatti?
No, not a Bugatti, just a new car.
Wouldn't you get a caravan?
See, I'd say a holiday to Florida, but I don't want to go there at the moment because it's a little
You'd need 200,000 for the life
for the
insurance
and a flight off Virgin.
Nice
Possibly, yeah, the caravan would be nice in North Wales.
Okay.
What would you, if 250
I probably would get like a second, like a little holiday home in Anglesey, one that you could rent out.
Yeah.
So it was
so
making
like
money for you.
Like one of those cabins or something, like one of those in Wales.
It's nicer just with there when we got. It's like me, my mate then says to us like, and within like 70 minutes you're there and you're just in a different environment and you can go for walks by the sea and everything.
Hang on, like so Glenn Watson's got a follow-up question. And he said ped only.
Go on then.
You go on supermarket sweep.
It's amazing.
And you win the big cash prize of 25 grand. What's the first thing you spend the money? What? Hang on. So Baz is like the intellectual one, and I'm the one who can dash around supermarkets. And why is he getting?
You did say your legs were.
And why is he getting 200? Well, I'm spending it all on super equipment for Toffee TV to make it all better.
God help what I'm gonna do.
What are you doing, Steve? If you're on, Steve, you're on Pointless and you win 5 grand.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the first thing if you won 250 grand, what would you spend it on? The first thing you'd spend it on, Steve?
Obviously, if you're allowed to go, take me.
You and Steve Leary's your partner, by the way.
Well, 125 grand on Jack.
I'd probably, Jack.
No.
Invest. I don't know. I think if you're allowed to go, obviously, I'd love to take my little lad to America. Love to, but something like I don't know, like a log cabin or something in Wales where you can just go every year.
Tom Hayes is in.
That'd be lovely.
I'm from Anglesey, getting a big shout out. I love Anglesey.
Anglesey's amazing.
I'm going again next month.
I'm going later this month and we'll go over to Anglesey because I love it.
AJ No says, Ped, I'm just in chapter 4 of Red Dead 2. How many chapters are there and which ones are your favourites? Do you know what? I'm not going to tell you how many chapters because that ruins it. That ruins it.
Don't ask for any information. Just enjoy the game.
Because
enjoy the views.
The best thing about
keep building your site, your what's it called? Your camp up.
The best thing about it is don't ever know how many, because then you'll just be counting down. No. The best thing about it is play it and have no knowledge of it, because otherwise it'll get spoiled for you.
All I'll say is there's some amazing moments still in the game for you.
The views are just.
Neil says any chance of getting Dave Feely back in? Will do soon.
Ice Coffee 13 says MILF Mondays in the daytime at Townhouse.
Is that real?
I remember that from the
MILF
online thing when we were having a look at it.
Can we stop filming about 12 on a Monday? Just take a couple of hours off.
Stop at 12! We're not even here at 12! Never up!
I am. Gareth Hughes says, now the playoff final is done, how do you think Fulham will fare?
I actually think they'll do better than last time, because I think a large part of this is what he said was to keeping that team together.
Did he say that in the interview?
He said, like, we messed about last time. He said, this time we're going to just keep that core together.
That's good.
And I think
that's good idea. That is good.
Lewis G says we should get rid of Gylfi and sign Ya Ding Dong.
That without a shadow. Yeah. Ding Dong. Seen this thing?
Yeah.
Ice Coffee says, lol. He said this before. Townhouse by Booker's wholesalers. Oh, he knows where it is.
He knows it, does he?
No, he slips in for a box of Cadbury's fudge fingers and then goes in the bookies.
That's a power bar. Terry Cook says, any confirmation on pre-season? No, mate. Mike Barrett said, rumour has it Baz was Stuart Barlow, but had to change his name, his hair and his face. There you go. Derek Hulton says, opening the polos as we speak. I dare you tomorrow, Baz, for a live taste test. Kevin Little.
Just opening a packet of polos, baby!
Kevin Little says, do you think the failings of brands has been due to the ban on signing young players? Also may explain why we kept players a couple of years longer than we should have.
Possibly for the second bit, because
you
still need 11 players, don't you, for the under 23s? But I wouldn't put that on. Hopefully now we get to. Well, we've got
Chris Perkins is there.
All I'm saying is there's Wigan need a manager, and we've got an under 23s
who needs
manager
to take the next
who could do that job.
Yeah.
And then maybe if we get egos there, then maybe we can restructure our academy and development squads.
November, isn't it? You can start signing again. There's a November.
Gaz says, ignore them, Matt, us Wolves will stick together. That's for you. Stuart Thompson says, Steve Kelly's face says he knows exactly what the Townhouse is.
It does, doesn't
Ask
it?
him to tell you his membership number. Lol.
He definitely knows what's on each floor.
And Jake Thompson says, next video, Toffee TV, live from the Townhouse.
I don't know what the internet's
classic.
like there.
No,
I don't know what. It'd be clean.
We're not sure. It'd be very clean, yeah. We're not sure what the how strong the signal is there.
Yeah.
If it could get it up.
Well.
Carl says, it seems to me that Mashiri has always wanted top names to come to the club. I remember an interview with Kenwright where he said Mashiri was naming world-class players we should buy and that he had to calm him down and reset his expectations. Again, last season Mashiri was talking about a marquee signing and personally spoke to Zaha with a plan to spend big money, but that never happened. So to me it feels like the issue is with mid-level players we are buying due to the people at the club, brands, the manager, etc., not with Mashiri. Maybe we should let Mashiri buy the players for one season.
No, that's why we're in this mess.
We need a plan.
I think the problem
Part
is,
of it.
I think the idea of having top-class players is fine. And if you're the owner, why wouldn't you? If you owned it, why wouldn't you go, well, I'd love to see X, Y or Z coming to Everton. I'd love to see James Rodriguez. I'd love to see Wilf Sahar. I'd love to see whoever it may be. But the reality is, you've got to build to get to there.
If that's the case, and he's the owner, surely he should be building this up, selling it to them, like Man City did.
Yeah.
When they went out and got like David Silva and people like that. Surely, if you want to go and get the best, go and get the best. But you're gonna,
but the best will come as well.
No, I know. But if you're the owner, you're gonna have to pull off that trick, then, aren't you? You're gonna have to somehow convince Zaha's not the best. You go if you want the best, go and get the best then. But that's on him. It's not on anyone else, is it?
It's true.
Lynn has said, and I think this may be the comment of the day, says, is there a grab a granny night at the Townhouse Club so I can visit when West Brom visit Goodison? I mean, Lynn,
does Lynn want to grab a granny? That's what he's saying.
She might want something else grabbed, I don't know. Just go down County Road.
Let us know, Lynn. Are you wanting to go to grab a granny? You want to see some gilfs? Is that what you're saying? Gilf Fridays or something?
Gilf Fridays?
Gilf.
Gilfy Fridays.
You know. There you go. But Lynn, back in the Premier League. Lynn knows. Terry McAllister says, question for the three of you. You've all been caught by the chaser along with the Piv. Who do you choose to go one-on-one with the chaser? Us three or the Piv?
The chaser?
Which chaser? If it's Labatt, I'm putting the Piv there.
Labatt. I don't
I
watch
feel
it.
like people would do better than all three.
I think the problem with the Piv though is his knowledge is.
He wouldn't, Matt.
His knowledge is
He's
very
in football
much.
knowledge. That's it.
See, I'd like to think I've got a very good varied knowledge of different weird things that might just help. But listen, it all comes down to the question, doesn't it? If you don't know the question, you could have a PhD in ancient Greek philosophy.
Yeah.
But if it comes up, who was Marlene and Neighbours? You're not going to know, are you?
Tough. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, says. Maybe I'll put...
you got Al Stewart yesterday.
Al Stewart, full Ray Meagher up me. See, I've got a good knowledge, but then if it went to films and that, I'd be knackered.
Yeah, Lynn says she is no granny.
No.
She says no, I'm the granny. So she wants to be grabbed.
She wants to be grabbed.
Well, okay, go down County Road.
Or go there. Listen, Lynn, come, stay over the night. Stay over for the night, and I'm sure they'll be there on... I'm sure you'll get what you need on the Friday. Then go to match and watch West Brom at the weekend. Be quite happy. You could do twice a year.
You could watch West Brom get smashed, and then go to Townhouse.
And have a bit of fun in the Townhouse with your power bar. Go home on the Sunday.
And get smashed.
Why not, Lynn? Why not? As long as it keeps you happy and makes you happy.
Yeah.
Gazi FC says, Ped, since you're a wrestling guy, have you watched AEW yet?
Only a little, but I don't really watch wrestling anymore because I just think it's nonsense now. It's just too sanitized. No, I haven't really, and no.
Okay.
What's the documentaries instead? There's another one today. Marty Jannetty,
Marty's,
you never heard
yeah,
Marty
seen it,
Jannetty, he was in
yeah.
the Rockers with Shawn Michaels, that's how they
Yeah.
started.
All right.
Shawn Michaels kicked him through Brutus the Barber's window.
Well,
That's
I
how
mean,
Shawn got his
that's
start.
Shawn,
Well, that's what,
big
because
Shawn.
Shawn was always going to be the... Marty Jannetty basically admitted today in a post on Instagram that he'd murdered someone.
I've seen
Yeah.
you.
Very mad. He said he murdered someone when he was 13, but it was the only person and I think it was something to do with the fact that I think his missus might have cheated on him,
Yeah.
and I think some people might have said something. He went, well, actually, I've only ever murdered one person, then put a description, and he was like, they never found the body.
Marvellous.
Wrestling is mad. They're all mad.
Oh, yeah.
They're all. It's the mad. People just die, and people get murdered, and
Have you said people just die?
Yeah, they just do randomly.
just die. Yokozuna died in town.
Yeah, he
Yokozuna died in town.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Because they reckon
Spider one.
he seen a spider or was
Seen a
bitten by a
spider.
spider and had a heart attack.
Yeah.
But he was so juiced up.
In the Adelphi one.
Yeah, in the Adelphi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was it the Moat House?
I thought it was the
I
Adelphi.
think it might be in the Moat House. I don't think the Adelphi could cater for a Yokozuna.
Absolutely.
Was good 20 years ago, wasn't it?
Absolutely berserk. Lynn's going to come in for a cup of tea on the sofa. Lynn,
Well, we better get them clean then.
Lynn, do it.
Get the PVC covers out for Lynn.
Look at Toffee. Lynn, get on me, girl. I'll give you half my KFC bucket. Lynn, you want to come do the final beer with us for West Brom or the preview? Come do it. John Calder says, Ted, Kante and Guendouzi both are a favourite of being told to leave.
Yeah.
But would you take either of them?
Kante.
To the Townhouse.
To
Did you
us?
say Kante?
Kante, yeah.
I'd take
Take him
Kante,
tomorrow.
but I wouldn't say Guendouzi.
I'm
Would
not
you
a
take
fan of
Guendouzi?
Guendouzi, no. He
No.
doesn't
Piv
do
loves
it.
him, doesn't he?
He doesn't do enough going forward, I
I'd
think.
love the Wolby.
Martin Hennessy says, can't wait to play Red Dead 3.
Long way.
Lynn wants a Troy boy, apparently. Lynn's living the dream here, isn't she?
Lynn is living
Lynn
her life through the
is-
comments.
She's living it.
She
Why
is.
not?
Why not? You're
Why
going to live your
not?
life, lived them through our comments.
Maxter says Moathouse was
Moat House, Yokozuna.
Was it Moat
Moat
House,
House,
yeah.
That's why they knocked it down.
Was it?
Celebrate. It was commemorating his life.
Matty Lamb, I don't know who he is, says Bloody Wolves. Listen, pack it in, Elvis, over there. Where are we, yeah?
Where are we?
Where are we? Get those likes up, come on. 150 likes, surely, we can get to.
That one on Red Dead 3, I think you'll be waiting about 10 years.
Well, it took
Because
10
they're
years,
doing,
though,
they're
10
doing
years.
GTA 6 first.
Yeah.
And it takes them about 5 years to do each. So I think you'll be waiting. Be PlayStation 7 by the time it comes out.
COVID game.
Lynn, a lot of our people want you on that show.
If you join Patreon, you get Townhouse discount, by the way.
Simon Rouse says tell Lynn to put her profile on Toffee TV. We could do okay, Si. And Jake says get Lynn on the show. See, Lynn, you're getting a lot of support from our patrons as well. That's the exclusive bit of it.
I mean,
If you want to come on to Patreon,
go
do
on
it.
to Patreon and go on to the forum, and I might open a new room for you.
Get on the
Why
sofa,
not?
get on the
Listen,
sofa with
everyone's
the
here
piv.
to have fun. Why not?
Why, Stuart, why are you saying I'm banned from Fringe Farm for having a fight with the ass?
You are.
Why do
Oh,
people,
Stuart is.
why do people make these scandalous rumours?
You are
up?
off, Stuart is.
No, you're saying I'm banned.
You're banned.
Why? I held no grudges from the ass.
Alfie Boy says, Baz
You come
Gabriel.
off Patreon.
Yeah, because you just aren't asking the questions.
You're the Patreon one. I'm doing the YouTube.
No, do Alfie Boy
I'm
then.
not doing every single one.
Do Alfie Boy then.
If you're on Patreon, you get to be every single one.
I know. Alfie Boy says Arsenal are favourites and he'll blame Brands for walking away if we don't get it.
For who?
For Gabriel.
Like life, innit?
I don't know.
Be surprised where they're getting the money from.
I don't know it. Well, yeah. I mean, you see, that's the other thing, isn't it? Arsenal are laying people off.
Yeah.
I've got no money.
But
But
they're
it's Barnes'
prepared to.
fault.
But they're prepared to
But
give
then-
25 million for.
Toffee, I think, it's got the best way of looking at things in life. He says, if you watch and don't give a like, you're a bit of a rat, aren't you? Is he ratty in the?
He's I'm going for a bevy with me, Ratty, and
The Hans.
Brian.
Would you rather? Joseph says, would you rather every cake is filled with meat spread, or have every Sunday dinner have cake replace the meat? Well, surely you'd have the cake replace.
Yeah, you'd have the
But
cake.
saying that though, you'd have to have gravy on your cake. Would you want gravy on
No,
your
because
cake?
couldn't you just put gravy at the side?
In fact, I think that's a code word at Townhouse, having gravy on your cake.
Is it? Couldn't you put? Isn't that like? Isn't that like his Harry on the boat? Yeah.
You wouldn't have it.
I couldn't have.
Yeah,
I couldn't have meat flavoured
No,
cake. That's
no.
minging.
Reminds me of Friends, that, when Joey eats a cake.
Minshall makes that.
It's shepherd's pie cake.
And I couldn't have. I don't know.
You would.
I'd have that. You know, in America, obviously Americans know this thing. Like, you get some food, you get a scone with it.
Yeah.
It's just berserk. A hot meal, and it's got a scone. You part to have like cake and biscuit or whatever. It was a scone, like a sweet scone. I was like, why have you give me this meal and I've got a scone? That's like accompany it. Not to have afterwards on a separate thing as a dessert. Eat with your meal.
Do you not have a piece of bread and butter?
Don't they call that a thing in America?
A
Isn't
biscuit.
that a biscuit?
Yeah.
Berserk. Ethan Riley says, "Hi lads, who do you think is Brand's most underrated signing?" It's a cracker. And Ethan says, personally thinks Mina has been underrated by our fans massive. Oh, I think only by a section of fans, but who do you think is most underrated, man?
Lossell, he hasn't played.
Big loss.
I mean, I'll be honest, I really like Steve, but that's the worst shout I've ever heard.
No, Mina. I think everyone has to go at Mina because of the thing he has these injury problems when, I think...
Yeah.
Andy's pivoted a few people last couple of days by saying he hasn't, so...
Glenn Watson says, would you rather be a rat, a mole, a toad or a badger?
Ratty.
Badger.
A rat.
I'd rather be a badger.
I wouldn't want to be a toad. Badgers are cool.
Badger, yeah.
Toad's
Badger.
bad.
Badger looks like it's got a bit of...
No, what toads are? Grasses.
Do you think?
Yeah, bad grasses.
You see them in the grass, so you never know, but they could be grasses.
Yeah, badger.
A badger, it's got to be, and they look a bit cool as well. You don't see them everywhere. It's a bit mysterious. Keep themselves to themselves.
Yeah, I mean, apart from... And also, they don't like the government. Because they're trying to cull them.
Cull them, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough. I mean, it's almost like, yeah. But, Abigail says she'd buy Ben Rama and Watkins from Brentford, 20 million for each of them. Plus Sims and Adam Aaron on loan.
Tony K. What are you chatting? You are literally chatting Andrew Ridgely. In other words, wham.
Why, what's he saying?
He says, I can't take criticism about bringing politics into football. No, it wasn't criticism. I was told to stop talking about politics on a football programme. Well, guess what? This isn't just a football programme. This is a everything programme, and I will talk about anything I want to. So, see ya.
John Calder says...
No, I've seen what he says. I'm not...
Peep Show or The Office?
Okay.
Peep Show or The Office?
It's one of them ones.
Andrew Hughes says Sky reporting Bale wants to come back to the Premier League. Would you have him? Every time that link's there, though, Andrew, is that his agent then comes out and goes, why would he leave? I think he's on 400 grand a week in Real Madrid. And he's got a lovely house and all that.
Probably just wants to come back to golf courses that are challenging.
I don't... He's obviously still a brilliant player, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a brilliant player.
Who could afford him.
I don't think
anyone.
No, I don't think the Premier League can afford him.
The only way is if he went back on loan or somewhere, I don't know.
Someone would still have to pay like a chunk of his wages.
He's clearly not bothered, is he? He's clearly not bothered about playing football.
Saying that though, he's such a good player as well.
He's still got loads of ability, hasn't he? Really, when you look at it. Everton Viking says if we don't sign Gabriel, we don't sign him. We'll have other targets. I still think there's a lot of posturing going on by Lille to try and get us to give them money. Doubt there are any other offers on the table yet, though, despite other interest. If he didn't want to come, we wouldn't still be in for him. I do hope we get a signing wrapped up in the next week. I think if we get one in the next week or two,
be nice.
I think that would calm a lot of people down, and it also, I think we need something to prove that we're trying to move forward. I think.
Andy Walker said, just found this online. Dress code after 11 o'clock if you want to wander upstairs.
Is this the Townhouse?
Yeah. Ladies, sexy lingerie, wraps, bodysuit, play costume, robe, towel. Guys, boxers, shorts, towel. That's the dress code. That's the dress code after 11.
Where'd you... Hang on. Nice. Just humour me here. You walk in... Oh, hang on. Someone said the lockers are good, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, so you get a locker, lashy gear in.
Where'd you put your key?
on your wrist. It'll be like when you go swimming.
You're swimming, yeah.
You're going diving of sorts, aren't you? But you might be, I don't know.
Well, you're going to get wet.
Well, exactly. So, and hopefully the key will be waterproof, so you're laughing. So you'd have it on your wrist. Or, because you're not going to be, if it's got a safety pin on, you'd have to pin it to your towel.
Wouldn't it, is it like one of those big chunky
Jingling.
ones you used to get? Imagine it smacking on the head.
You got to have a key to unlock the box, haven't you?
I mean, the key.
I mean, he's gone there. Let's move on. Ghazi FC, Baz, what about runny egg yolk running into beans? What?
I have scrambled.
Yeah, scrambled
I sent
egg.
a picture of my breakfast, didn't I, on Sunday?
Good, like
Keith says...
impressed and a little bit
black pudding.
intimidated, I think.
Oh, black pudding.
Brian Jones says freedom of speech, ped. Keith Powell says, isn't that US scone called sweetmeat? I don't know, it's a biscuit. I mean, sweetmeat might be something else, I don't know. Everton Viking says, also wonder if the Baines situation has put the club in an uncomfortable position, having to spend more money than we expected on getting a backup left back. Or is it a bigger chance for Niels and Kunku to prove himself?
I think it might...
The problem
might make them want to keep Delph then as a backup. As a
the
backup.
problem with the problem is though, it's like with the Nkunku situation is if they suddenly thrust them in, well, people expect too much of them, and then that'll go against them, won't it?
Could Branthwaite play there?
I
suppose he could play Branthwaite there if they had to.
Yeah, left-footed, yeah, left side.
Or even Gibson, depending on what's happening with him. I don't know what's going to happen with Gibson.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah. I think he'd probably go out on loan, but you don't know, do you?
James Parry says, my lad starts in uni in Liverpool in a couple of months. Can you guys recommend a good restaurant in the city we can go to when we bring him? Yeah, I mean, Steve knows.
Or Steve as well.
I mean, one of the issues obviously is how many of you at this moment, because I don't know what's going on. Depends what kind of food you like. But
the best
town is so good for food.
It's just get in touch just before you're coming up, maybe, and then because it's still things will have changed by the time you're due to bring them up to uni, won't they? So we might know more.
But make sure wherever you got, you're going, that you make sure you go, because I've heard a lot of restaurants have been let down for people who've been
going and not going.
It's really causing.
Bad,
but there's loads. Just let us know what you're into. Loads of really in good independence. I only really eat in independence now.
Terry says people who don't like politics being brought into things are usually telling on themselves that they have some unsavoury politics.
Yeah, they're massive Tories or UKIP.
All right.
Flag huggers.
Rob Dugan says, all right, lads, 2 players that we could sign that would do what Reed and Gray did and completely change the culture of the team, like in '85. That's really difficult, I think, because
there's no players like that.
I don't think there's people like that. I think you have to almost what you can do, and this is what Moyes was good at doing, is bringing in people who change the culture on the pitch. You've got to have people off the pitch, like the likes of Coleman and that, who will tell people what it's like to be an Evertonian, if that means anything. But I think once you cross the white line, you've got to have people who change the culture on the pitch. And so I guess someone like Alan, even though I'd rather us buy younger, someone like Alan would set the tempo for us on the pitch in terms of going round and putting tackles in, and then that might encourage them to do that. And then I don't know who the other one would be, but I think it's difficult. I think we all want the same thing. We all look and go, we need a leader. We need someone who's going to unite everyone. But then look at the person who unites everyone for that lot across the park, Jordan Henderson, who 3 years ago they all wanted gone, and then he started getting better and better. Now he's Captain Marvel, isn't he? But he wasn't that person. Klopp almost taught him to be that way. Not one person
with them, is it?
No, but then they've all become that player.
That's what I mean,
and that's what we have to do. And I think Ancelotti will try to will make his mark.
Yeah.
He's only had 16 league games or 18 league games or something in charge of us. You've got to give him the full season, get this pre-season, and then hopefully culture change will come. But I think it's difficult to...
Unfortunately, there are no more Peter Reeds in the game.
Because the problem is, Rob,
can't tackle anyone.
If you grab people by the throat now, they report you.
Yeah.
You know, and because that's football's changed so much, so you'd have to do it. You'd have to almost set the example yourself
on the pitch.
And then once you build the respect, then players probably will listen to you going, no, you're right, and this is how you have to foster that. whole mentality of I can say you've been crap, still your mate, but I can tell you you've been crap today.
Yeah.
And you're not going to go, what, and front it. You're going to go, right, all right, but what about you? Because that's what you see. Man, I'd done the interview with Age and Heath. That's what he said, Reed and Gray did. It made them all look at each other. And it made them go, oh my God, you're right, I haven't done enough. I need to do more.
Well, being accountable, isn't it,
Exactly,
on the pitch? So.
exactly. And you'll only get that by creating the culture as we go forward, maybe.
Stuart says, Ped, does Holgate have the legs to play in defensive midfield?
Yeah, I do. I think he does. I know.
You sound really well.
I think I know what we had this on the group the other night, didn't we? Talking about it, and the people are like, we don't want to take him from being a centre back to being a midfielder, but I think he could do the job quite easily. I'm not saying we should move him, but I'm saying he could.
I think if we don't get a centre midfielder in this window,
Then
we'd
you'd
have to.
have a look at him, don't you?
But I actually would prefer him staying centre back. Yeah.
Carl says, do you think we should buy a club in Europe to be able to blood or loan our younger players out to?
Yeah, said it for ages.
French or German lower league club.
I think Kane
Leicester
would
have
love
got
in Berlin, wouldn't
Leicester have got one, haven't he? Leicester have got a club in Belgium.
Yeah.
And Chelsea use Vitus Arnhem as theirs. I think it benefits everybody, to be honest with you. But
Leicester want to get that lad over the line, didn't they? George Hurst,
sent him over there and they've got him back for buttons. Yeah. What can you do? AJ No says Friends or Gavin and Stacey. Both brilliant.
Very funny, aren't they?
Probably
Friends because it's longer, isn't it?
I'll go for Gavin and Stacey.
I do like Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah.
Gaz says, when is the phoning coming back? Get it back when the season starts,
When
maybe.
we've got staff.
Yeah, we need someone else as well. But we maybe could do it on a Wednesday when Matt's in.
No.
We will sort it, Gaz. Or Wednesday, we will sort something. Brian says, what's your favourite away shirt? What's been your favourite away shirt over the last?
Ooh, I like the army green one.
Did you?
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Nice that
one. It didn't wear it enough.
No.
Well,
I like
twice did they even?
I like the purple one. The Rooney come back in that one.
Yeah, the
Koeman
the
was
one
it.
City game
away, and I like that purple one. I thought that was quite a nice away kit.
Yeah.
Hopefully the new one's nice.
Yeah, I have no idea what it looks like. The aways are always good though, aren't they? It's a little bit different, bit of a variety.
It's usually the third one.
I think the third kit will be boss. So, Finley says, would you rather have Dom and Richie or Prime Lukaku?
Yeah, Lukaku.
Definitely Lukaku.
28 goals season helps.
I think I'd rather have Dom and Richie.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love Rom as well, don't get me wrong, but I think if I had to make a decision, I'd have...
for the team, more.
For the team, I'd have the both of them, because they'll score even more than he got this year. And Rom would never get the goals that those two will get combined. So if I had to choose one. But I'd love Lukaku with Dom and Richie. That'd be incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, of course.
Because that would be one where you'd put Richie wide and you'd have Lukaku through the middle with... Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think it'd be incredible, personally. But what can you do? What can you do? Gavin says, I'm done if we sign Ivanovic. I don't think we will, but Terry liked the white and purple kit, the Bieber one.
Yeah, it's boss. Got that there.
And Demi, I think it's Demi Halewood says, Dom and Richie, Lukaku needs service.
That's the other one.
There you go.
Rom's probably never coming back, is he?
No.
Let's be honest.
No, he's definitely never coming back.
No.
Never.
He'll go back to Belgium before he'll go anywhere else, I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him if Tottenham sold Kane.
Do you think?
Maybe to
Mourinho didn't like him, though.
Mourinho didn't like him,
Yeah.
And I don't think he liked Mourinho in the end, did he? So. Right, is that it?
That's it. We're done. It's like 6:30.
It is 6:30. Thank you all very much
25 to 7.
for joining in. 163 likes and 450 watching, but I mean it's on your conscience, it's not on ours.
Lynn, if you need the Google Maps instructions for Townhouse, just let us know.
Or become a patron, Lynn, and we'll chat more. We'll chat closer. There you go.
Not that close.
Chat.
I know I'm saying not that close.
Well, we'll be able to chat more regularly.
We can open a Townhouse forum for you.
We could. It's right.
Tell you what you get on each floor. ample parking, power bars.
Steve'll tell you, and you know what? Steve can get you a discount with his membership number, so it's all good.
Steve never got power bars. He just got a big thing of creatine.
Steve was just there like that, ready.
Protein mix shake before he goes in.
Is that what it was?
That's it.
Keith says we need Billy back.
Yeah.
Well, we do.
We do, yeah.
We do.
We're in I mean, don't know if you noticed, but we're in like the grips of a worldwide pandemic at the moment. We can't just muster up people.
Matty's doing a great job, to be fair.
I mean, you've got a little bit far there, but
Billy makes me feel safe.
I mean, read into that what you will. We're going, aren't we?
To be fair, the difference with him is the difference with Billy is Billy is brought up in an area which has got tremendous milfs.
It has got tremendous milfs. It has.
You know, not the same in St Helens.
Well, I don't know. Matty would be more.
I would say they've got better glass.
They have got
better glass in St Helens.
They have got
right?
St Helens glass. Has the class.
They've got they've got
you
know, they've got the parking hotel as well, which I'm sure you can rent out hourly. And I'm sure they've got lots of nice bars and pubs, which
Road,
obviously Matt goes to and plays his flute.
And his plays a lot. He fiddles a lot.
He loves to play with his fiddle.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's a story for a different day.
Yeah, it is.
He plays his flute in the Townhouse and likes to strum a couple of fiddles. On that note, we'll see you later.
In his boxer shorts.
Ciao.